All right, hump day. Welcome to Frontline. It's 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. Day 29 of the government shutdown, and the pressure to end it is reportedly getting to the Democrats. We're going to have more on that shortly with Congresswoman Nancy Mace. But we begin tonight with some breaking news out of Chicago, where the 7th District Court of Appeals has blocked federal Judge Sarah Ellis's previous order that would have required DHS official Gregory Buffino to check in every day about the department's operations in Chicago. Yeah, that's gone. Also, news out of the War Department. Secretary Pete Hegseth is reportedly planning to announce an overhaul to the U.S. arms sales procedures next week. The plan aiming to accelerate weapon production and sales to other nations. Okay. And cue the leftist outrage. President Trump was given South Korea's highest honor for his trip to Seoul. South Korea's president gifting Trump a golden crown and a medal as part of the Grand Order of Magungwa, whatever that is, for his peace efforts on the Korean Peninsula. But first, libs up in arms, Trump firing more people. But let me tell you how worthless they are. Let's do this. So the latest freak out for the libs is their outrage of Trump firing the Arts Commission. What the heck is that? I had no idea until this morning. They're this there's 7, but there are only 6 of them. 6-member board of the Commission of Fine Arts. Their job, according to their web, well, actually not right now, because it was just updated to show that all the seats are vacant because Trump fired them. But the commission's description is, quote, charged with giving expert advice to the president, the Congress, and the federal and district Columbia governments on matters of design and aesthetics as they affect federal interest and preserve the dignity of the nation's capital. No thanks. But big media is big mad about them getting the X.
Typically, the White House, Congress, various federal agencies will consult with the commission before moving forward with major renovations, I should say. But we understand that the Trump administration did not consult with the commission before moving forward with plans to change the structure of the White House significantly.
Oh, Trump didn't consult with I just laugh at this stuff. Here you go. Donald Trump, who's literally made billions of dollars for having some of the highest quality hotels and high rises in any number of countries, world-renowned country clubs and golf courses. Like, what the hell does he need a bunch of liberal utopian and urban planners and landscape architects for? Like, what metric did they bring to the table that would help him in anything he's trying to do, especially with his ballroom? And since the last thing this commission did was the Fed building and their artsy-fartsy design, that budget ballooned from 1.5 to 2.5 billion. They were $1 billion over budget, and it's way behind on the deadline. I would have fired you too. Let me show you why this board is just utterly, biblically useless. This guy, Justin Garrett Moore, got a bunch of letters after his name, which I don't even really know what they mean, but black and white photo to make him look extra sophisticated. Fancies himself a transdisciplinary designer and urbanist. Not transsexual. It's like transdisciplinary is like a thing, I guess, in architecture. But I couldn't imagine why Trump fired him. What does that even mean? Like, what do you think this guy has actually ever built in his life? Does he put a shovel in it? No. Here, more from his bio. His work focuses on advancing equity, inclusion, and social justice through place-based initiatives, build environments, cultural heritage projects, digital, ephemeral or inferior or whatever programs, and commemorative landscapes. And what? Dude, if this guy is your project manager, you aren't getting out of the planning stage. No way that guy even knows where to start for pouring a foundation. He's focused on the bush in front of the building and what kind of light bulbs and drapes you're going to put in before you even start building the forms to pour the footing. In fact, it appears that this guy has never been involved in a for-profit model construction project that we can find in all of our research. Here, more from his bio. Moore has led several urban design and planning projects, including the Greenpoint Williamsburg waterfront, Hunter Point South, and Brooklyn Cultural District. Oh, yeah? How'd those turn out? Well, check this out. The Greenpoint project had a 16-year delay, so long that the MTA, the Metro North people, started using the site as a parking lot, and it's still not done. And this monumental project, he wasn't building the Taj Mahal. He couldn't even build a 1.9-acre passive lawn with a path going through it in 16 years? And you want the White House to consult with that guy? Hard pass, pal. In the same, all these people, they're all the same. This guy, Bruce Redmond Becker, designs buildings that have a transformative social and environmental value. Again, what does that mean? Everything is some sort of government-subsidized mixed income or affordable housing. It's all BS. Oh, he did do one with no fossil fuels. Yeah, okay. They just heat their whole units with expensive electricity that's made from fossil fuels. Great job, Bruce. How about this woman? If liberalism just was a person, okay? She looks like Ozzy Osbourne. She's the director and CEO emeritus of Washington, D.C.-based landscape architectural firm, okay? In her addition to landscape design practice, Del Place's work includes landscape research for projects such as Thorndale Manor in Chicago, a legacy garden of Jens Jensen, the Hill Center in Washington, D.C., and contributions in cultural landscape report for the White House Rose Garden. She's a frequent visiting critic and lecturer at universities and professional organizations, and her work has been featured in national publications, books, and periodicals. In other words, you walk around a garden and tell people where to put plants. Pass. Look, I was in infrastructure construction for years. I was a project manager. I worked on the new Tappan Zee Bridge. No one calls it the Cuomo. I built sewer systems and record centers and roads and bridges. I even restored one of George Washington's headquarters in White Plains. Very historic building. Huge pain in my butt. And I worked with some people just like this, some self-important small glasses with a round lib theorizing something that they want with our tax dollars, managing it like an unlimited piggy bank. I built a bridge across this inlet in New York once, and I had this engineer, okay? And the plan said, well, you got to dig down 12 feet, you got to drive piles and pour the bridge footing and all this stuff. Sounds great, very normal. However, like, things happen in reality, like unforeseen things. I went down like 3 feet. I hit solid rock, and I called the architect. And I'm like, hey, dude, your plans don't correspond with the reality here. There's going to be a change order. And the engineer, he looked at me like I was a moron. He was like, but the plans say you have to go down 12 feet. That's how I drew them. I'm like, but I can't because there's a slab of granite right there. I said, we don't just build, like, per your thing. So I was like, okay, well, here's an idea. We can drill and peg this whole rock and then build on top of it because the rock's not going anywhere. That was not even like a possibility to him. So I told him, I was like, here's the deal. I don't care what you do. You have to change your plans or I change the price. I could blast through the rock if you want, but it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this was like, just to get a decision on that was like a 6-month process about pouring concrete on top of a rock for a footbridge. These are the type of people that are on that board. And while I'm driving 8,000-pound piles to build a bridge, he's trying to talk to me about what kind of bush he's going to put next to the railing. I'm like, dude, get real. That's these commissions. They're full of people like that. This is why Trump fired all of them. I can't stand them. He probably can't either. They are useless. D.C. is full of this rubbish. Advisory boards, so people can like go to a cocktail party and talk about how they're advising the White House on the drapes or whatever the heck they do. It's unbelievable. They never actually put a shovel in the ground. So they have no idea what they're talking about or the magnitude of whatever project they're overseeing at the time. I want advice from approximately none of those people. Trump should leave this board vacant for the rest of his term. Wade Stotts, the host of The Wade Show with Wade and Bill Whittle, conservative blogger and political commentator. Bill, why do we have to listen to stupid people?
Well, there's just so many of them. That's a start. Showing those pictures of those 6 people, Carl, I don't know if I certainly wouldn't trust them with a $300 million ballroom. I wouldn't let a single one of them babysit my kids. I mean, just look at those guys. They're just plain freaks. Now, there's definitely a place for art in the world, and there's certainly a place for engineering, but all other things
not
being
tax
equal,
dollars.
just between the two of us, I would rather listen to an engineer sing a Broadway show than drive over a bridge that was designed by an actor. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. They look like posers, and posers aplenty we have.
It's so wild. But Wade, this is the best part. Don't come at me with these complaints about Trump doing something so unprecedented, because Joe Biden did the exact same thing in 2021. In May of that year, Biden purged more than half the commission's members, including the then chair, Justin Shubo. Shubo said after he was forced out, he said, quote, in the commission's 110-year history, no commissioner has ever been removed by a president, let alone the commissioner's chairman. Any such removal would be setting a terrible precedent. Well, Biden made this road. We're just driving down it, Wade.
Yeah, I mean, I say turnabout is fair play. Biden fires Trump's appointees. Now Trump gets to fire Biden's. And as you said, I mean, we all knew Trump as a construction guy. It's no surprise that when he comes into the White House, he's going to be putting up buildings. So he's not going to want some opinions from people hired by a vegetable. If you want to make something cool, then you're going to have to. If you're going to have to pass a committee, then it's never going to happen. So especially if this committee is just a bunch of quote unquote art experts. So if the committee was anybody, then I should say, 5 random people at a monster truck rally, I think would do a better job giving advice on what should show up in Washington, D.C.
But Bill, this is like coming from the same party that is like just drooling over Barack Obama's it looks like that big driving vehicle from Star Wars, the Barack Obama Presidential Library. Okay. And I'm looking at this, and he had this whole thing. It was a goal to have 50% participation by diverse subcontractors, 35% of the construction workforce from Chicago's west and south sides. It's like, who cares what gender, sex, ideology, religion, or where they're from or anything like that? You're $300 million over the original price. You're 50% over budget and 2 years late.
Maybe that's why it looks like it's like the people that built it had never heard of a level or a T-square before. This thing, it's not hard, Carl. Our Capitol is designed around Greco-Roman architecture. The Capitol building, when you see the Capitol building with your own eyes, you just can't believe it's real. I don't get to Washington much, but I was there not long ago, and I just thought, I just can't believe that's real.
Yeah.
The Treasury building, the White House. Go find somebody who understands classical Greco-Roman architecture and build us an extension to the White House that looks like it belonged there because of the original architecture. Don't build us a glass pyramid, with bronze statues on the inside of curling forms. Give us something that looks like it belongs in Washington. White marble columns. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's a live look at the Capitol right now. I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, but half this board, Wade, was like worried about a forsythia bush out front before the foundation was even, finalized. Okay, President Trump, obviously, I'm not surprised at his reaction to this. Roll this.
They're stuck, and he wanted only women and DEI to build it. Well, that's what they got. And the construction workers are standing out there and saying, we want to be able to build it. I built a great building in Chicago, as you know, a big, beautiful building, one of the tallest buildings in the country. And we got it built very quickly, very well. And we use the construction workers of Chicago. They're great workers. They're great construction people.
Yeah, so hard pass from the principal of the homeschool of, architectural design.
Yeah, it's a microcosm, I think, of what Trump has been doing generally. So if he wants to do something cool, then he has to run it by a bunch of committees of people who hate him. And I think that he's not going to get anything done, especially, again, if it's done by people. I saw that the former head of the Commission of Fine Arts is the one who was overseeing the development of the Obama Presidential Library.
Right.
So, yeah, these people, Trump does not want their opinions, and I say that's fine.
Yeah, but the other thing, too, you could always throw this one back at him, Bill, in the fact that if they wanted, they're not paid positions. However, their office is not open because the Democrats shut the government down. So Trump can just say, well, Dems, you could have kept the government open and maybe I would have consulted with them.
Well, there's always that. But I mean, if you really want to go to Barack Obama as the pinnacle of good taste, all you have to do is look at his presidential portrait. It looks like a page out of Where's Waldo. It's just absolutely appalling. And to hold this guy up as some sort of avatar of good taste and classicism, he is a guy who dresses well. There's no question about that. But I have not been impressed by his style or his taste. His official presidential portrait is appalling. His presidential library looks like somebody else's presidential library fell out of an airplane and landed in Chicago. And I mean, look at that. I just don't know what to say about that other than it just expresses brutality, authoritarianism. It's like a giant hammer that squashed the American citizen.
It looks like that government building outside of LaGuardia Airport that has no windows, and it's just like a hideous eyesore. I mean, it really is bad. Anyway, Bill Whittle.
It's very Stalinist.
Wade Scott, we got to leave it right there. Appreciate it for both of you. All right, coming up, new revelations are coming out and an Operation Arctic Frost. It's huge, bigger than we ever thought. But first, better late than never, I guess. The Fed has lowered interest rates 0.25%, which makes borrowing money cheaper, but are we headed for a repeat of higher inflation? Those details next.
Will you be able to afford your golden years? Do you worry how you'll make ends meet? You may be leaving up to $100,000 unclaimed. You need this special report. How to boost your Social Security and retirement by at least $100,000 or more. Get your free copy today. You've earned the benefits. Take advantage now. See our special offer to claim your free report. Call or go online today.
This is the story of the one who knows well-prepared workdays take off smoothly and land right on time. That's why he counts on Grainger. With next-day delivery and professional-grade products, Grainger helps ensure he, his crew, and thousands of passengers fly through the day like clockwork. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A peace plan for Gaza. For the plan to advance, Hamas must disarm. Instead,
tonight, terrifying images emerging from Gaza. Videos show Hamas-linked gunmen carrying out a public execution as they return to the streets.
Hamas on a rampage, executing Palestinians, bloody crackdown, spreading terror. For freedom, not terror, Hamas must go.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
In support of our goals and in light of the balance of risks to employment and inflation, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. We also decided to conclude the reduction of our aggregate securities holdings as of December 1.
Well, better late than never, I guess. The Fed has decided to lower interest rates by a 1/4 percent. One person voted for a full 0.5%, and then another one voted for no decrease whatsoever. I don't know who that person is, but interest rates are going to stand at about 3.25%. These cuts are going to make borrowing money cheaper. That will help the economy, but on the horizon is QE. Quantitative easing. It's a really fancy way of saying the government's just going to print a ton more money, $1.5 trillion more dollars, which inevitably raises it. They just can't let Trump have any wins here. They have to sabotage it. This cycle just goes round and round. James Fishback, Azoria CEO. James, look, you're widely being considered for potentially another Fed seat. So what the heck is going on here?
Well, what's going on is, I guess, a case of better late than never. Too little, too late, of course. Carl, from a guy who goes by too late, the president rightly called him that. The Fed lowered rates by a 1/4 point today to 3.75%. But the truth of the matter is that the inflation problem has been largely solved by President Trump. When President Biden was in office, inflation averaged nearly 6%. Since President Trump took office, inflation has come in at 1.9%. Then, Carl, why on earth is Jerome Too Late Powell keeping interest rates at the highest levels in nearly 20 years? This is choking back President Trump's golden age. It's making mortgages unaffordable in my home state of Florida. Think about it, Carl. If you can't get a mortgage, you can't get a home. If you can't get a home, can you really get married and start a family? And then you're effectively denying the American dream. So there's a lot at stake here with these Fed meetings.
Especially when the government subsidized a bunch of mortgages for people who couldn't afford them. And then they gave subsidies to illegal immigrants to go get those houses. So it priced Americans out of the thing. And now houses are costing 4 times as much as they were before COVID. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, obviously he doesn't understand basic economics because he's a Democrat. But James, can you liberal math your way into figuring out how, from his conclusion that the government stealing $1 out of my paycheck at gunpoint via taxes and then giving it to somebody who can't or maybe won't work, how that gains 80% more value to the economy?
Yeah, the big lie with SNAPs and the food stamps program, and as I say this as someone who was on the program growing up for a short period of time as my dad was out of work getting back on his feet, is that our social safety net is not a social safety couch. It is not a social safety jacuzzi. It is not a social safety Tempur-Pedic. It is a net, but perhaps more appropriately, Carl, it should be a trampoline. If you fall on hard times, yes, the state should step in and help you for a couple of months. But it's not that these people can't afford food. It's that they don't want to work. They don't want to contribute. They keep taking from productive taxpayers. And the biggest culprit in all of this are the illegal immigrants in our country. 25% of Haitian immigrants are on SNAP. 45% of Afghani immigrants are on SNAP. 52% of Senegalese immigrants are on SNAP. We are essentially redistributing the wealth away from productive Americans to foreigners and subsidizing their way of life. And that is unacceptable. And I'll tell you the truth, Carl. In 2024, there was a big tent coalition because of President Trump that voted away mass migration from the southern border. But in 2026, there's going to be an even bigger tent that says any type of immigration, whether it's legal or illegal, it has to stop. You cannot come into our country, impose your belief system, and force us to pay for your way of life.
But James, the other thing too is we're just finding out reports that people are taking SNAP benefits. Haitian migrants are taking SNAP benefits, putting them in buckets, and then sending them back to Haiti. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I got like a minute for you here. The market's doing a little bit of a pullback, and some companies, though, are valued like 50 times their earnings. I mean, we've never seen this big a gap between value and earnings ever. Are we on dangerous ground?
I don't think so, and here's why. Look at a company like NVIDIA. This is a stock that has gone up 700%. And yet its profits have gone up about 670% over the last 3 years. What does that mean? It means that things are catching up eventually. The way you think about a stock is what are the total profits you can take out of the stock, not this year or next year, but over the lifetime of that stock. And so in NVIDIA, if we are truly going to beat China in the AI arms race, then a lot of these stocks are in fact fairly valued. Now look, there's some bubble in the market here, some bubble in the market there, but for the most part, the stock market is accurately reflecting this prediction of President Trump's golden age, and he will deliver on that.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right on that. Well, James Fishback, we appreciate it very much, sir.
Great.
All right. Well, more drug boats bite the dust. Hegseth is showing these drug cartels they ain't playing around anymore. Representative Nancy Mace is going to sound off next.
Newsmax.
Shoots it straight. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
Talking to people today about their retirement accounts. Sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you have a retirement account?
Yeah, I've got a TSP from my old government job.
How's that doing?
I'm forgetting about it. I can't contribute to it. There are fees to get the funds, and the investment options are limited, so the money's just stuck.
How about a gold IRA?
I can do that?
Absolutely. You can roll it into a gold IRA, and you have all the same tax advantages as a TSP, but with more flexibility. And you can put physical gold and silver in your retirement account.
I'm taking control with Noble Gold Investments.
Your retirement, your rules. Noble Gold.
We're down here in Wimberley, Texas, to build a smart home for Dustin Weber.
We want to welcome the Weber family to Wimberley.
Yesterday was just amazing.
The thought that has been put into these smart homes, they've thought of everything that will make his life better.
This home allows me the freedom to experience my children, taking them to bed. This home allows me the freedom to not slip and fall in the bathroom. It is a life-changing experience.
Thanks to Jointivia, I'm back in the swing of things. Wait, $70 for a refill?
You gotta try Single Care. Just look up your prescription, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and save.
See why more people are saving with Single Care.
Tommy Copper's shoulder support bra will be your new favorite.
I love how I feel when I wear it.
Available in 2 styles you'll want to wear every day. For all-day comfort.
I'll take all the help I can get.
The bra you've been waiting for.
It's my secret weapon for more confident posture.
Tommy Copper will have you feeling confident and comfortable all day.
Why would I wear any other bra?
Upgrade your bra. Go to TommyCopper.com and save 40% site-wide today. Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Get 35% off your first preferred set by using discount code Newsmax.
Hi, folks. I'd like to tell you about YRefi. Did you know that as an accredited investor, when you invest in YRefi, your interest rate is fixed? And did you know that you can invest from 1 to 5 years and you can spread your investment over those terms to best suit your needs? And you have the freedom to take your monthly interest income or reinvest it, whatever you choose. When you invest in YRefi, your interest is calculated daily, you're paid monthly, and should you need your money back early, there is a liquidity feature. Would you like more information? All you have to do is call 877-80-INVEST. That's 877-80-INVEST, or log on to investyrrefi.com. That's investyrrefi.com for complete details. And make sure you review the private placement memorandum and scan this QR code to view the disclosure at your leisure. YRefi, investing in America's future.
Well, it's day 29 of the government shutdown, and Democrat leader Chuck Schumer, pretty much no plan, saying this. On November 1, people in more than 30 states are going to be aghast when they see their bills, and they're going to cry out, and I believe there will be increased pressure on Republicans to negotiate with us. And the blame on Republicans never ends. Representative Nancy Mace tweeted today saying, the Schumer shutdown is threatening vital food assistance for more than 260,000 South Carolina families, including 20,000 veterans who rely on SNAP to put food on their table. It's time to end the shutdown and put country over party. Representative Nancy Mace herself from South Carolina. All right, so this is crazy to me because all the Democrats have to do is vote for the same thing they voted for 13 other times previously, and the government would open.
Right. There is nothing to negotiate here for Republicans. This is all on the Democrat hands. They've been bragging about how American suffering will be their political leverage. But get this, out of the $1.5 trillion in new spending Democrats want to reopen the government, they want to set aside $2.3 million for locusts in Africa, Carl. Insects in Africa.
This is just like, it's like the shrimp running on treadmill thing. You'd think it would be a joke, but yeah, and they want to do like circumcisions in Zimbabwe and all this other weird stuff. Anyway, but are we going to get, let's say we do open the government tomorrow, which I don't know, maybe not, but are we just going to have this same talk and freeze again in 30 days when that CR runs out and that CR, are the Democrats just going to be a stick in the mud all the way until we pay for health care for illegals?
Well, less than that, really. That original continuing resolution was only to go through until November 21st. So we're now only weeks away from that. And so now there's talk about a longer term continuing resolution. This is, put off our ability to do appropriations, how we wanted to do 12 separate appropriations bills this year going into the springtime. And this has set all of that back. Nobody wants a long-term CR. I would like us to get back to more appropriate spending levels. But right now, this is just a Band-Aid. And as you stated correctly, Carl, Democrats have already voted for this 13 times previously under Joe Biden. And they're bragging about the pain they're putting on the American people. And it's not just people with SNAP benefits. We're talking about troops that may not get paid in the future. Thankfully, Donald Trump has found money to pay them, but other federal government workers, whether you're talking about the agents at the airport, air traffic controllers, you name it, very important jobs, and Democrats, they just don't even care.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I don't know, it's just so shocked to me. And what's crazy to me is like, since the 70s, this deadline comes up every single year, and every single year we have the same stupid arguments about it. Anyway, you're on the House Oversight Committee. This auto pen thing is bananas. All these pardons could be null and void. What do you think?
No, absolutely. And I think if Joe Biden did not know what's going on, then it doesn't exist. And if he didn't approve it, then they are null. Then the auto pen, who knows what was really going on? But it's something that if someone needs to go to jail, I want to see oversight, do a referral for criminal charges. Like this kind of thing can't go on. Now we learned today that under Joe Biden, the feds were spying on Ted Cruz, literally had his office phone lines tapped. I mean, this kind of thing, I don't think people really realize how dangerous the auto pen is, how dangerous the spying is on conservative groups like Charlie Kirk and Turning Point and sitting members of Congress. Thank God Donald Trump won, because who knows what would have happened. But now we need to get a backbone And we need to reverse the wheels of time, and people need to go to jail for what they've done to conservatives, Republicans, and average everyday Americans.
It makes you wonder, like, Ketanji Brown Jackson, was she appointed by somebody else that chose to use the auto pen? Like, did Biden even know about it? I mean, we might have some liberal loon who can't define what a woman is serving on the Supreme Court because of that.
Well, I mean, yes. And I think that it's going to take years to reverse what has happened. And, Donald Trump has done a great job in the first 9 months of his tenure. But I mean, my gosh, this could go beyond his presidency based on how much we have to work to get back to normal because of what Joe Biden and Democrats destroyed. Every institution in this country, they destroyed.
Real quick, though, Republicans' approval rating, even in the shutdown, soaring. Roll this.
Anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown.
I mean, Congresswoman, obviously the approval rating for the general public on Congress, and you obviously why is hovering right around 17%. But still, Republicans are up, Democrats are down. So obviously, I mean, does this bring Democrats to the table, or they're like, nah, we're going to go with it?
I think that their ego and their hubris and their pride doesn't get them to the table. And I've been saying this for weeks now, but next year is going to be a bloodbath in the midterm elections. Republicans are going to win everywhere because there are independents, there are Democrats, there are moderate Republicans that did not want this shutdown, and Democrats did it anyway and are bragging about the suffering of our soldiers, bragging about the suffering of people on WIC, women on WIC and their babies, and SNAP and all those things, people who are struggling. They're bragging about their suffering, and that doesn't work for hardworking Americans.
No. Real quick, drug boats, we're smoke checking those left and right. What do you think?
Oh, let's blow up more. I mean, if you're bringing illegal drugs, you're a terrorist cartel bringing illegal drugs into our country. I stand behind Secretary Hegseth and Donald Trump. And quite frankly, I enjoy watching this because that means that those cartels, those cartel terrorists aren't bringing those illicit drugs into our country. And they save not one life, but probably thousands of lives with every boat that they blow up on the way here.
Well, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, pleasure as always.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, liberal men have been lacking testosterone for years, not a secret. But the latest marriage trend is making me question if there's any testosterone left on that side of the aisle. We got that in our Culture Clash.
The press won't report the real story.
The American people are actually very smart.
Ridiculous statements.
These guys are just plain weird.
Actual scandals.
Even the immunity decision. I mean, that decision was so misreported.
That's my job, and I aim to do it every night.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
Have you compared your Medicare plan recently? With eHealth, you can compare Medicare plans side by side for free. So we invited people to give eHealth a try and discover how easy it can be to find your Medicare match.
This is pretty amazing. I can go on a vacation with this money.
I have quite a few prescriptions.
That's why people call us. We're going to compare plans, and I'm going to try to get you as much bang for your buck as possible.
That's great.
This one here covers all your prescriptions, your doctors as well.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a hard time with this.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Based on our conversation today, I would highly recommend this plan.
You're so helpful. You don't know.
I'm excited for you, sir. Again, my name is Cham. If you have any other questions, give me a ring.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, that was super easy.
See how your Medicare plan stacks up with the big changes for 2026. Just call this number or get started at eHealth.com. Compare plans that cover your doctors, prescriptions, pharmacy, and budget. And compare plans from the nation's top insurance companies. They pay us to help you. How much do you think you'll be able to save using eHealth?
At least $300 a month.
Would you say you found your Medicare match?
Yes, I did. What Cham did, she explained to me exactly what I needed to know.
Well, I have a surprise for you. Cham, come on out.
Oh my goodness.
It's a pleasure to meet you today, sir.
What does it feel like to be face to face?
You helped me out quite a bit.
Call to meet your advisor. They're paid the same no matter which Medicare Advantage plan you choose. Ask them about eHealth Live Advise or get started on your own at eHealth.com. Either way, it's always a free service. See if you could get more for less with eHealth, like these folks did.
The savings are unbelievable.
I could see the costs side by side.
eHealth is wonderful. $1,200 savings in my pocket. I was really pleasantly surprised with that.
Call 1-800-708-0234 to compare Medicare plans in your area or visit eHealth.com.
eHealth, your Medicare matchmaker.
A peace plan for Gaza. For the plan to advance, Hamas must disarm. Instead,
tonight, terrifying images emerging from Gaza. Videos show Hamas-linked gunmen carrying out a public execution as they return to the streets.
Hamas on a rampage, executing Palestinians, bloody crackdown, spreading terror. For freedom, not terror, Hamas must go.
Is Pilates for you? Well, this is Club Pilates, and we think it's for everybody because that's the point of Pilates, to feel strong and balanced and good. Exactly. Everybody Club Pilates.
I have been sounding the alarm for years on this. There's all kinds of chemicals and pesticides and hormones and even poop in our water. A new report from the Penn Environmental Research and Policy Center said drains for Philadelphia's waterways are overflowing with raw polluted sewage right into the streets. The study says combined with sewer overflows, CSOs have dumped an average of 12.7 billion gallons of sewage-laced stormwater into local waterways and on the streets from fiscal year 2016 to 24. Unsafe for recreation for weeks at a time. They don't even tell some of those people sometimes. But it's not just the drainage water in Philly. It makes our way into our tap water, too. Here, the top U.S. cities with notable concentrations of harmful chemicals, according to the EWG Tap Water Database: Los Angeles, Houston, Spokane, Washington, Pearl City, Illinois, New York City, San Francisco, Fort Worth, Texas. The crap in the water: arsenic, lead, PFAs, which are like forever chemicals, bromine, chlorodamathamoth, whatever. This is all like cancer-causing stuff, all right? Some cities even have trace amounts of birth control in the water. Let's not forget, when a federal court reversed a state law allowing the release of 45,000 gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson like a few months ago, on top of the disgusting amounts of fecal matter already in the river, and millions of gallons of water containing tritium, which is radioactive, already discharged into the river. And another river overflowing with poop, the Tijuana River. That just so happens to flow into the Coronado Island SEAL training base. So all the garbage and poop and fecal matter that Mexico dumps into their river flows right up to the Navy SEAL training water there. You want to know how I know that? I swam in it. The water we're consuming is making us sicker, it's making us weaker, and
lots of women use hormonal birth control, right? And then we recycle a lot of that water. We don't actively filter out for the hormones that are in it. And so when that gets recycled, it gets put back in the water supply, and then dudes end up drinking it too. So one, Alex Jones was right about the atrazine and what it does to frogs. Two, there's a bunch of other stuff that's probably androgenizing us that's not good.
To quote Alex Jones, the water's making the frogs gay. Newsmax contributor Chrissy Clark and host of the nationally syndicated Tony Katz today. Tony Katz. Tony, don't be drinking that water.
Can I tell you, sometimes I wonder about the things that we engage in here. And you can make a Philadelphia joke, but you saw Jackson, Mississippi on that list too.
Yeah.
The question we have to be asking ourselves is, when do we get elected leaders who focus on issues that matter?
Ask
State
Flint,
level,
Michigan.
local level, national level. It's an issue that matters. We can make fun of it. We could joke about it. You can quote Alex Jones if you choose. But in the end, how do we go about solving the problems we have in a way that doesn't involve, well, I can't vote for that because that might mean a win for Trump, or I can't vote for that because it might mean a win for Democrats? It's water. Yeah. I'm not saying that we have to be the people who are environmentalists. Those people are cultists. But we can be smart, and we should be.
Maybe get the lead out of water. I think we can universally agree on that. But Chrissy, this is something I was saving for you. This is a growing problem among a number of liberal men with low T choosing to take their wife's last name. Well, actually, it's not their wife's last name. It's their father's last name in order to challenge traditional social norms. It's like, come on.
This is why
marriage should be left to religion, because the people that are doing it for the tax breaks solely, there's no, what's the point? You know, this is about leaving your leaving your parents and cleaving to your husband, becoming one flesh, and that can only be respected, that marriage and that covenant, when it's taken in the bounds of religion, let's be real. And this is a prime example of it. And secondly, coming from somebody whose last name is no longer Clark, but is Chrissy Clark, ladies, if this is somehow some sort of massive big deal for you, might I recommend change your middle name to your old last name. It's it's not that difficult. It was an easy fix for me.
Look, my wife didn't change her last name when we got married because she had like 14 licenses in that and couldn't bear to go to the DMV and deal with it. So I don't really care. I mean, look, we love each other and that's that. All right, so look at this, Tony. A Mamdani staffer was caught on camera talking about he feels about police officers. Roll this.
What did the police think about Zara? Because I know that's like a little contentious.
Just what they think. You're a city employee. You get told what to do. Shut up. When did you get an opinion?
When did you get an opinion? If you're, you gave up your constitutional rights when you became a police officer, right?
Whoa, no. I feel the same way about politicians who want to tell me that a man could be a woman or a woman could be a man. Who cares about your opinion? I didn't ask. I know reality. It's slapping you right in the face. Who cares about your opinion if you think that Leah Thomas should be able to swim with Riley Gaines? Your opinion doesn't matter. What it matters is that there's enough rational people out there who know that Ketanji Brown Jackson can, of course, define what a woman is. She just chose not to, as so many leftist progressives do. So this is really a story about what kind of city New York is going to get, sadly, when they do elect Mamdani. I don't think there's anything stopping this train. Do they understand what they're going to get? I love the idea of people who vote for nonsense having to live with the nonsense. The problem is a lot of good people are going to have to live with it too.
Yeah. Here's another one, Chrissy. I thought we weren't allowed to comment on women's looks. I also thought calling someone trans or looking trans, wasn't an insult because, trans is beautiful, right? So all the libs. Well, not according to Don Lemon. Watch this.
Is Megyn Kelly chopped?
I don't know what that means.
Is she chopped?
I don't know what is chopped. I've heard it, but I don't know what that means. What does chopped mean?
Chopped means like not hot.
Yeah, she's chopped. I don't know the whole MAGA look.
He went on to call her looking trans. What, Chrissy?
I thought that being trans was some sort of iconic, amazing symbol of your feminism. So I guess, was he complimenting Megyn Kelly? Of course not. He's trying to utilize and just generally be a hypocrite. But this is so funny. I mean, it's like the gays always say, oh, we support women, we're allies or whatever, or women support women. And then you have people like Jennifer Welch going on against Riley Gaines, calling her the T word while she's like a newly postpartum mother. We have gay guys going against Megyn Kelly, who's just an outspoken woman. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Got to leave it right there. Chrissy Clark, Tony Katz, appreciate it as much.
Thanks,
all right, new revelations out of Arctic frost. The Biden-era FBI investigation that targeted Republicans, but wait until you hear how many.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, doctor.
Eric fought for freedom. He sacrificed his future. My son was 21 years old when he was shot in the head. He's still very young.
Did you protect them guys?
Yeah.
The tragic events of September 11th changed our nation and inspired a generation to serve. Today, many of those veterans urgently need your help.
At Wounded Warrior Project, it is our honor to serve this generation of injured veterans.
I am proud to have served under the flag.
But I was not the only one to come back with stage 4 cancer.
After I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, likely because of chemicals from my deployments, my mom was lost, my dad was lost. He couldn't fix it. Wounded Warrior Project found us.
I'm gonna need help for the rest of my life. The Wounded Warrior Project makes me feel great when I see that logo, knowing that somebody's gonna be there for me.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you will provide, at no cost to warriors, programs and services that can change a person's life forever.
We need to support our men and women who go off to fight these wars for us. I'm extremely grateful because there were times where I would pray that he would just get through the night.
Please call or go online with your gift of $19 a month, and we'll send you this limited edition blanket honoring the 250th anniversary of American independence and freedom.
With the new generation coming up, they did not grow up with 9/11. They didn't see it on TV. It means the world to us that you have not forgotten the sacrifice that our family did.
Please give a little to those who gave so much for us.
Call or go online at honorwarriors.org right now.
So today, we're making public new records that I've obtained through legally protected whistleblower disclosures. 197 subpoenas were issued by Jack Smith and his team. These subpoenas were issued to 34 individuals and 163 businesses, including financial institutions. The subpoena requested records and communications related to over 430 individual and organizations. All of them appear to be aimed at Republicans.
New revelations coming out of Operation Arctic Frost. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley revealing that Biden's FBI targeted approximately, give or take, at least 430 Republicans and conservative entities. Look, I'm here for this because nothing changes faster than when it affects a congressman personally. Host of the Joe Pags Show, Joe Pags himself. Joe, look, this is one of those things like, you know, it happened to the right people to at least change something.
No, it did. I just had Ron Johnson on my show a little while ago. And Carl, thanks for having me on again. And Ron was there behind Grassley, as you saw. He's been the tip of the spear on this as well. Jack Smith is a lowlife. Let's just admit it. He's a political hitman. He was brought in to take out the Virginia governor, which worked. And then, of course, what he did, that case was overturned by the Supreme Court. But it was so late that the Virginia governor already lost to the Democrat. This is what he tried to do with Republicans and conservatives, what he tried to do with President Trump. Even though the Presidential Records Act says he could have everything he had at Mar-a-Lago, you still bring Jack Smith in to be the political hitman. Okay, I'm glad that it's out there. You're glad that it's out there. Your audience is glad that it's out there. What happens now? Will Jack Smith go to jail? How about Joe Biden? Did he order this? Merrick Garland, is he on the hook? Or do we just now know about it? You're right, it happened to the right people. These people don't want to lose their power. They don't want to be sullied in the media. But what happens now? Is somebody going to be in trouble? I hope so.
It's the same cycle. It's like Democrats do something illegal. Republicans investigate. Republicans expose it. Everyone's outraged. Nothing happens. Democrats do something illegal.
Exactly right. It's a circular speak of Washington, D.C. We want to see people in handcuffs now. We're 9 months in. We know these people did really bad things for a really long time. We just want to see them pay the price that you and I would have to pay.
If I left the listening device in a congressman's office, you know they would lock me up and they'd throw the keys away. All right.
100%.
Ted Cruz, one of the Republicans, was on, his phone was like metadated and seized and all this stuff. But take a listen to what he had to say about this.
Accompanying the subpoena was an order, which I have in my hand right here, an order that was signed by Judge James E. Boasberg. Now, who is Boasberg? Boasberg is that radical leftist judge who is out of control. Judge Boasberg issued an order to AT&T and signed that order prohibiting AT&T from informing me of this subpoena for at least 1 year. And Judge Boasberg gave the basis for that order, and I'm going to quote from the order Judge Boasberg signed. The court finds reasonable grounds to believe that such disclosure will result in destruction of or tampering with evidence, intimidation of potential witnesses, and serious jeopardy to the investigation.
Yeah, because Ted Cruz looks like a guy who goes smashing blackberries with hammers. Oh, wait, no, that was Hillary.
Yeah, or bleach bit or whatever the hell else it was that she was using. Boasberg thinks he's the president. Boasberg is the same guy, for those watching, who told them to turn the planes around that were sending bad guys to prison in El Salvador. I'm not sure I understand what this guy thinks, but at some point, and Carl, they can do this, you know they can do this, the Congress that created that circuit court or that, whatever the district, wherever he is, they can eliminate it tomorrow. They can fire Boasberg, eliminate that court, and then assign those cases elsewhere. This guy is out of control. He thinks he's God on the bench. It's got to stop.
Well, but that leads me to, like, people are like, well, how do these people get there? Well, let's talk about how they get there. And this comes down to demographics, okay? We've used New York City as like the bellwether for what's going on in the Democrat Party. So let's talk about the demographic, not just in New York, but this is a lot of blue cities. But there's this huge shift away from what was defined as the traditional working American. The reason someone like Mamdani or any of these liberals who appoint people like Boasberg have a chance is because places like New York, the financial capital of the world, only a total of 13% of the city works for the city. You have 40% of adults not even employed in this city. Wow. 53% of adults receive at least one form of public assistance. 38% of the residents from the Big Apple, Mr. New York, are foreign-born now. 25% of the residents barely even speak English, Joe. And that's why we get people like Mamdani.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. All the people that are paying those taxes that afford all of those entitlements are leaving. Carl, they're gone. They're going to leave. I'm not going to say where you live, but you don't live in New York City. I don't live in New York City. I mean, at the end of the day, Florida's going to get an influx very soon. The outskirts of New York, the Tri-City area, will get an influx. Here in Texas, we're going to get a bunch of people from New York. Yep. How do you now pay that bill? How do you now keep power and control everybody by giving them free stuff if you can't afford it? So this is going to be an operation that isn't going to work out very well for New York City. Yeah. But, you know, I'm kind of here for it, Carl, because if he wins, and he's probably going to, they're going to have a wake-up call like they did when they elected Giuliani. So that's my hope, that New York wakes up.
100%. And real quick, Joe, I mean, we have this chart that shows not only, like, look, white people made up 98% of New York in 1920, okay? Right. Now it's cratered. I mean, you can see from the chart, it's absolutely bottomed out. But businesses are also leaving. And if Mamdani comes in, it's going to, you know, he wants to tax white neighborhoods and tax businesses. Bye-bye. They're going to come to Connecticut or New Jersey. Well, probably not New Jersey, but Florida or Texas.
Well, he literally said that. We're going to go and tax the white neighborhoods. Oh, he's going to add 2% tax on top of everybody else. I used to be a TV news anchor in Albany, Schenectady, Troy. When I was there, I paid 7.7% just because I lived in New York, and I wasn't even in the city where they add, I think, another 10 or more, depending on how much you make. You cannot live in New York State, much less New York City. It's going to be a ghost town, or it's going to be just an immigrant town where nobody speaks English, as you said, but they can't afford to keep the entitlements going. I hope that critical mass hits soon.
Crash. Joe Pags, my man, appreciate it.
My brother, thanks.
All right, before we go, Bill Gates walks back climate alarmism. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but this is actually following American sentiment, and I think he's got his eyes on something. Next.
This is the story of the one who knows that being ready for the unexpected comes from having a partner like Grainger, whose professional-grade products and next-day delivery help ensure that he and his team are prepared to rise to every challenge, so he can be confident that he has what he needs when he needs it to help keep patients safe and happy. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Humana Medicare Advantage plans. Carry this card, and you could have the power to get benefits beyond Original Medicare. These are convenient plans that offer all of the benefits of Original Medicare, plus extra coverage and benefits. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get doctor, hospital, and prescription drug coverage in one convenient plan, with $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions. All plans include dental coverage, including $0 copays for covered preventive services, vision coverage with eye exams, and an allowance to use towards eyewear, and hearing benefits with routine hearing exams and coverage toward hearing aids. That's more than you get with Original Medicare. But it gets even better because Humana offers plans with $0 or low monthly plan premiums. You may also get $0 copays for routine vaccines at in-network retail pharmacies, $0 copays for in-network primary care visits, and $0 copays for in-network preventive services. Plus, worldwide coverage for emergency and urgent care when you travel. And Medicare Advantage plans ensure your covered medical costs, including doctor and emergency care, will never go above a maximum out-of-pocket amount that you know beforehand. Imagine benefits like these in one convenient plan. Plus, you'll have access to Humana's multiple large plan networks of doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. So if you want more from Medicare, call or scan the QR code now to see if there's a plan in your area that could give you extra coverage and benefits, including coverage for doctor, hospital, and prescription drugs, plus a cap on your out-of-pocket medical costs. And all plans include coverage for dental, vision, and hearing. A knowledgeable, licensed Humana sales agent will explain your coverage options, even help you enroll over the phone. Call today, but now is the time. The annual enrollment period ends December 7th. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Look what I just found. No ding decline on the Experian app. They show me credit cards that won't hurt my credit if I'm not approved. Turns out I care about my credit health too. Get the app from your big financial friend. Experian.
Experian. Hey, did you find the manual?
Yes!
Summon Dale!
Who's Dale?
American Home Show now provides video chat with live repair experts for home fixes over the phone. Let's go fix that oven.
Okay, Dale.
Sign up today at ahs.com.
Think you need a new roof? Think again and save thousands.
We're America's most trusted roofer because we always try to save your roof rather than replace it.
We'll restore your roof for a fraction of the cost of a new one. Call now or scan the code and we'll give you an assessment of your roof for free.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
No, look, I was going to tell you about this new poll that showed that Americans really don't actually care at all about climate change, but I have an update to a story that we broke last night. Remember that truckload full of allegedly violent, herped-up, COVID-ridden monkeys that escaped after the truck overturned in Mississippi? Well, 21 of these primates were captured and then shot by law enforcement, but turns out they were innocent. They didn't have any diseases at all. And we don't even know if they were aggressive or not. Now, the driver of the truck mistakenly told the Fuzz that they posed a threat to humans. I mean, they didn't. So 3 of the monkeys remain on the loose. I mean, PETA is going to be so annoyed by this, but it's going to be so crazy to follow this stuff. Rob, this is one of those things like you just killed a bunch of monkeys that might have been fine.
I don't get it. Like, so they said the guy that drove the truck's supposed to know what's wrong with the monkeys. There was nothing wrong with the monkeys?
Apparently they weren't sick at all. No herpes, no COVID, none of that stuff. They're just monkeys.
So it was a monkey slaughter.
Yeah, well, basically, yeah.
I don't know what to say about that, Carl.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what to say about that one either.
It's what it is. All right.
It's a weird story.
Yeah, sure is. Take it away, Rob.
Thanks, Carl. Good to see you.